Hey, what's up, guys? This is Dwight here with Retro Crypto. Got a cool HEX video for you guys right now. Events going on behind the scenes that you may not be realizing, and the state of the crypto world right now. But it's looking like things are getting a little bit better. The market's starting to settle down. You see some green bubbles in there, and that screen behind me right here. You see some green popping up. So before we get started, I want to remind you guys, I'm just an ordinary guy out there on the internet. I am not a financial advisor. It's essential that you do your own research before making any and every financial decision. Okay? Now, with that said, guys, awesome news going on right now. Absolutely awesome news. I have 722 subscribers. I want to thank each and every one of you guys out there who have taken the time to subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, just hit the subscription button. Let's get the synergy rolling. I mean, I'm really flying up to these subscribers, and if it means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it. But I don't want to beat on you too much about it. Every YouTuber has to do this. And also make sure you guys hit the like button. That matters a lot too. All right, let's jump right into it now. All right, so we're going to look at the overall crypto market cap real quick, like we always do. You know where the resistance line is at 2.027 trillion. Now, remember, this is all the cryptocurrency, all of the whole entire market cap of it. You're talking trillions. It's sick to say that it's in the trillions, and it's just the beginning still. And the resistance line down here is at the 1.641 trillion mark. One bit of good news, a little bit of hopium. I've noticed the market change a little bit after a phone call that President Biden had with Putin. We'll talk about that later. But I see that it's ticking up a little bit. So looks like we're not in such a free fall after all. All right, but we have to wait and see because it's hard to say. All right, now we're going to take a quick peek at Bitcoin before we go to HEX. Oh no, I moved my support line. We want a strong support right about there. Okay, well, I'll move it up a little bit. I want the support line to be where there's no question. Okay. All right, guys. This is where I have things charted out right now. Bring this down a little bit. Okay, this is Bitcoin, guys. And as you can see, there's a lot going on here, but it really isn't. We're going to start at the bottom, work our way up. All right, we're definitely in a bear trend. You see right here, this red over top of the green. There's no questioning that. And then right here, you have the RSI. That was the MACD, the first part. This is the RSI. And you can see that it's floating right around the middle again. A little bit on the oversold side, but really it looks neutral. It's like dead smack on it, pretty much. Now we work our way up the chart here, and that's where it really gets interesting. Look at the moving average for Bitcoin. There's something here that has me a little scared. Very worried, actually. Where you have the 100-day crossing over the 200-day moving average right here. That's a good thing. That's the orange line crossing over the red line, which is the 200-day. That's a good thing. But it also, I see the 20-day about to cross over the 50-day. Now, there's a term used, death cross. I don't really consider this a death cross. But with that said, it's not healthy. It doesn't look good. Now, if it was a 20-day and a 200-day, that's a death cross. That's something to really be worried about. But the 20-day going over to 50-day, it's not good. It's not good at all. So let's pray that these two don't intersect. But it really looks like there's a strong possibility that there might. But it also appears that Bitcoin might be calming down. Now, remember, HEX is not controlled by Bitcoin, yeah, right. Bitcoin's price fluctuation, but it's still correlated. Everything's still attached to Bitcoin. It's not as bad as it used to be, but whatever Bitcoin does, it's going to affect the whole market. Believe me on that. Trust me on that one. So let's just keep an eye on this and hope that this 20-day moving average doesn't cross this 50-day like it looks like it really wants to do. We can just pray it doesn't. All right. Now we're going to jump forward here. Now we're going to take a peek at the cipher chart here. Now, according to this market cipher chart, now remember, this is my knockoff version. I always want to say it so you guys know this is not the full-blown version. This is a free version that you can get on TradingView. And I actually did a video on it earlier today. If you just go back to that TradingView video, it'll tell you exactly what it's called, where to get it. All right. You can see here that this was a reversal of a previous trend, and obviously it was a bull reversal. A lot of bullish continuations, a couple of bearish continuations, but mainly bullish until right here where that little X there signaled a short, which was a good shorting opportunity. That was about at 44. Let me get it right here. That was at 44,614. And now we also have a bearish continuation right here. So Bitcoin might be, but then if you drop down to the second chart, we have a bullish sign here for the volume. So if I didn't know any better, I think that Bitcoin's going to hold its ground. But this is really more of an educated guess, not really a factual guess. But if we go about a market, if we go about a cipher chart, it has not put it up a trend reversal yet. So the trend has not reversed. So we're still should be in this bullish trend until we see a reversal of previous trend kick in. So we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully we stay, we return back to being bullish, which there is some positive sell action going on right now. I mean, buying action. Ooh, that was wrong. As you can see down here in the volume chart and also down here with the volume. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for Bitcoin. All right. Now, I wanted to show you guys this before we jump into HEX. This also affects the market. I just did a quick search on Ethereum average gas price, a live chart. And right now it has, I did a search out to a year. And right now it's at 77.83. Now you could compare that to, that's kind of funny. If you compare that to January 10th, 2022, yeah, if you compare that to January 10th, 2022, the fees were up to 100 and, sorry guys, let me get this right, $218. So right now it's really cheap to make transactions and make moves with Ethereum. Now, it's not dirt cheap, but it really does affect the market. And this leads into HEX. This is why Richard Hart created HEX. HEX was, Richard Hart got frustrated with Ethereum, and I can tell you exactly when he got frustrated with it, because it knocked HEX legs. Okay, right here, March 11th. That's roughly between here, this April date in March is when Richard HEX was like, all right, and I think it was in April. He was like, I'm done with this. Ethereum's holding us down. I'm going to do a hard fork and create my own blockchain for HEX so that people can make transactions without these ridiculous fees. And right now, you're going to see the fees pull back on Ethereum. People are going to get more confident with Ethereum and start making moves. As you can see, it dropped significantly over the summer, and then it'll spike right back up. But anyway, sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I apologize, guys. But just always something to be mindful of is what is Ethereum charging? Because that's going to control the sentiment of the market. Because if you can't afford to do transactions to transfer items, it doesn't work. It's unusable. So all of a sudden today, it's usable. Matter of fact, as soon as I get off this, I got things I've been wanting to do, and I'm doing them today. But anyway, sorry guys, I'm on a tangent there. Let's get back on point here. I apologize. Okay, so we're going to take a peek here at the moving averages for HEX. Now, this is what we're all here for. HEX, HEX, HEX. All right, you see the 20-day, just like with Bitcoin, the 20-day and the 50-day moving averages are about to cross, and they're really close to crossing with HEX. Now, I don't consider it a death cross, but it's definitely not a healthy cross, guys. So let's hope that they don't cross, but it really looks like it's going to happen. The difference between HEX and Bitcoin is I actually believe in HEX more than I believe in Bitcoin overall, but Bitcoin's been around a lot longer. I'll keep it real. Now you got the 200-day moving average down here, which is doing good. The 50 days well above that, and 100 days down here. I just really don't like how HEX is just kind of slowly it's not even horizontal no more. It's actually slanting downward. So we'll have to hope for the best with HEX, but it's looking kind of weak right now, guys. Now the price is fine, and it looks like that $20 region is holding out, and maybe that's going to be the saving grace, because if this line can hold the way it has been, then all is good. But we have to wait and see. And that line has been holding since the 5th, so about a week now. Now I did this as a weak support, a very weak support. You can see it dipped beneath that support. This is a stronger support down here around 19 cents, and then again around 18.5 cents. And then there's actually another support. Whoops. There's another support further down. About I think it was up 15 cents or so. 17 cent. We all know that one very well. It bounced around there forever. All right. Let's jump over here. I always show this every video. I know you guys are sick of seeing this. Whenever Hex does take a serious dip, always just drag it all the way out and be like, are you telling me that on January 12th, 2021, Hex was worth 0.0055? Yes. That's when people were calling it a scam and a joke. And somehow they're still calling it a scam and a joke. It doesn't look like a joke to me. It looks like a serious bleeping player, but that's my opinion. But yeah, we're still in the middle of a current downtrend, but the support line looks pretty strong for Hex as far as that's concerned. So we have to wait and see. And the uptrend line has not been broken yet, which is another big deal. All right, now we have a Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands are showing Hex currently on the oversold side of things. Actually, it just bounced up to the neutral line. So I think the whole market's probably literally turning green as I'm doing this. Yeah, I love it, but that's all good. That's why I love crypto. I can't do stocks no more because stocks, I did 10% in a year. I do that in 5 minutes with crypto. It's just the way the game is played. And then Ethereum wants $200 for a transaction fee. But anyway, we'll leave that alone. All right. As usual, we got the fib here. Remember, I will not consider Hex back in bullish territory until it passes that 50% point on a Fibonacci retracement chart. And I took and added something here to that. I said, what the heck? I added a bearish fear and greed indicator here. So we can start taking a peek at that every day. So today we're definitely in the fear territory. So today we're 100% in the fear territory of things. And as I like to believe, as an old saying from Warren Buffett, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. That means when I get off of this, I'm going to be doing a Cardano video because I'm going to be making some real moves today, and I'm going to let you know exactly what I do. I might even just do the actions then and there. But anyway, well, if you're into Cardano, watch the other video. If you're not, you should consider watching the other video. Okay, I'll keep it rolling. All right, I'm going to go into some news here, guys. News is really important because it tells you what's going on with the overall market, okay? U.S. Treasury suggests miners won't be subject to the IRS reporting rules. A letter from the Treasury official addresses crypto industry concerns about access to customer information. Now, this was updated on February 11th. This was yesterday. The U.S. Treasury Department, in a letter sent to a group of senators on Friday, signaled that the crypto miners and the stakers won't face tax reporting obligations that will be implemented for exchanges. The letter addresses concerns for the crypto industry that last year's Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act would impose undue tax reporting burdens on entities such as crypto miners and stakers that don't deal directly with customers by broadening the definition of a broker. The requirements require brokers to collect detailed information on customers and their trades. Industry participants pointed out that miners, stakers, and other parties don't typically have access to customer information that exchanges have when they facilitate transactions. An overly broad definition might be impossible for some entities to comply with. Treasury letter, a copy of which was obtained by CoinDesk, suggests the expanded definition would be limited to parties that already collect this information. That would be the ones that collect KYC, like Coinbase, Kraken, KuCoin, Binance. Existing regulations impose broker reporting obligations only on market participants engaged in business activities that provide them with access to information about sales of securities by taxpayers, the letter said. Bloomberg first reported the contents of the letter Friday. According to the letter, which was written by Jonathan Davidson, an Assistant Treasury Secretary for Legislative Affairs, the department's view is that ancillary parties who cannot get access to information that is useful to the IRS Internal Revenue Service are not intended to be captured by the reporting requirements for brokers. Yeah, right. That was funny. Treasury also plans to analyze the significant difference between traditional securities supported by brokers and digital assets. Davidson and the Treasury Department plans to issue proposed regulations that reflect how it defines a broker, similar to rulemaking process following regulation agencies. Blah, 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 blah. Now, this is the actual letter here. If you guys want to go look for it, it's on CoinDesk. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff there. Now, you got to remember, there's a lot of panicking that was going on about this when it was done. But it looks like the U.S. government, in my opinion, remember, I'm a nobody. Um, the federal government realizes that it was too broad of a statement. The cryptocurrency, the world doesn't work that way. It's not based on exchanges, where it's a lot of it's extremely decentralized. So they got to find a meeting in the middle ground. But we'll see what happens. That's very interesting though, and this is significant, guys. That's actually good news in my opinion. But somebody else may come up and be like Richard Hart and explain it better and be like, I'm like, oh, that's not good. But anyway, but don't get me wrong. They're going to figure out how they can get their money, their taxes out of us. Don't worry about that. Pay your taxes, folks. It's not worth it. All right. Now, this is another thing that happened today. And I noticed the market changed right after this came out. So we'll have to see what happens. Biden warns Putin, U.S. will react decisively and impose swift and severe costs if Russia invades Ukraine. President Joe Biden warned Russian President Vladimir Putin that the U.S. and his allies will respond decisively and impose swift and severe consequences on Russia should Putin decide to invade Ukraine. In roughly an hour-long phone call, the White House said Biden made clear to Putin that he would be risking with what he will be risking with an invasion. A senior administration official told reporters following the call that the discussion was substantive, but the U.S. fears Russia may still launch a military attack anyway. The attack's going to happen, guys. It's obvious. President Biden was clear that if Russia undertakes a further invasion of Ukraine, the United States, together with our allies and partners, will respond decisively and impose swift and severe costs on Russia. President Biden reiterated that the further Russian invasion of the Ukraine would produce widespread human suffering and diminish Russia's standing. The White House said in a statement, adding Biden was clear with President Putin that while the United States remains prepared to engage in diplomacy in full coordination with our allies and partners, we are equally prepared for other scenarios. That's very strong talk. We don't want that. That's scary, very scary for all parties involved. The call between the two leaders comes hours after the U.S. moved some of its forces out of the Ukraine and ordered the evacuation of most of the embassy staff on Saturday as fears mount that a Russian invasion on the country could take place in the next few days. It's going to happen. The moves were yet another sign that the U.S. fears Putin could order an invasion at any time, just one day after Biden's national security advisor warned Americans in Ukraine to leave, and that military action could begin with an aerial bombardment that could kill civilians. A senior administration official told reporters Saturday afternoon that the call between the two presidents was professional and substantive, but there was no fundamental change in the dynamic that has been unfolding for several weeks. So, long story short, guys, their meetings, in my opinion, are to make sure things don't go too far, and to make sure that that red phone, that old phone they used to have back in the day, who knows how they do it now, but that hotline between the two, between Moscow and Washington D.C., it doesn't get severed in the middle of all this because a lot of things could go wrong. I don't. Some reason I feel like there's more to this than I understand. I hope there is. There's always more to a story. I don't understand why Ukraine is so important all of a sudden to Russia. I mean, the Soviet Union bloc cut them free. So now, as far as NATO goes, fine, they can never join NATO. I don't understand what's going on. NATO has already taken that position. But like I said, there's a lot going on that I don't understand. And for what it's worth, that would be like saying, all right, so Russia is now going to annex Mexico. Now, as the United States, we would not be very happy about that. That would be amazing. Keeping missile prices. But anyway, that's tip on cryptocurrency, but it's got me a little worried. I don't know what's going on with that. But I think they are communicating. I think decisions already been made, and I think that they're going to do something. All right, looking at PulseX sacrifice right here. Now, Richard Hart was using the numbers from here, so we're gonna go by this: 1,222,409,444 have been donated, sacrificed to the freedom of speech and movement. So which is pretty huge. Now, Over here, this one has been behind for some reason. I don't know why it's lagging, but it's up a little bit. It's probably not recording there's probably something here that this is, because there's so many different type of cryptocurrencies, and usually there's something that got missed. But anyway, on this one it has at 970 million. Psst, that's nothing, right? But anyway, we look at this. Oh my gosh, this is moving fast, man. Ew. Okay, it's cost 525 to receive 10,000 points without expectations of others. It is really moving fast, guys. So if you're planning on getting in on PulseX, it's getting close to the point where you might be better off waiting. Because, when it goes live, when everything goes live, people are going to start selling. So it's getting, I don't know. Like, I know Trayvon James would always, say he wished he brought Pulse Chain every day right up to the end. But I'm not sure. I don't really understand that part of it. But I'm not the smartest guy in the world either. So, it is what it is. But I do love cryptocurrency. But yeah, if you're planning on getting involved with PulseX, you want to make sure you do it fast, because this baby it's getting very expensive very quickly. And this ends February 25th. It's already February 12th. So that's getting weird too. Now, of course, if you ask Richard Hart how long till it goes live, Richard Hart's going to say 2 months. I'm so sick of him saying 2 months. I feel like my wife, when we go on road trips with the family, if a kid asks her, how far are we there yet? She'll be like 20 minutes. And everybody laughs in the car. Well, it's not funny. I'm tired of hearing it. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get an end date. I'm sure there's a reason why he's doing it the way he is. But at least he's not rushing it to market like Solana. And we know it's going to work. And it's going to be good. It's going to be fire. But until it's out, we got to be patient. All right, guys. But that's it for this video. Now, if you've hung around this long in this video with me, do me a favor. Take a copy of this video, put it on your Facebook page, and send it out to the world. Or when I put it on Twitter, and you follow me on Twitter, which you should be on Twitter. If not, you're making a major mistake not being on Twitter. There's so much cryptocurrency information on Twitter. Make sure you retweet this video out there for me. My channel is growing super fast, and I want to keep it going. All right? But until next time, guys, stay blessed, stay happy, and most of all, let's go with profitable today. All right, guys. Peace out.